morning, guys. Today we have NASDAQ in here. The analysis that we have for today is to continue sweeping all the liquidity that we have below these lows, but at the same time, I won't be trading until there. We already did $1,000 profit, so I'm going to be aiming for 1,000. Oh, fuck, 1,000, and if possible, this. Yeah, this. If possible. You know why? Because uh, yeah, I mean that's going to put us really close to the to passing the challenge in top step. We already are at 1.3k, so we're really close to that. That way. But yeah, uh, as I mentioned, what we have in our mind is um, a lower side. I'm a little bit skeptical about going that like below this low. Anyways, I don't need that. I don't need to go that low. Coming down here is just enough for me. But I'm a little bit skeptical that we go all the way down immediately. So I'm going to be pending on that because I don't want to hold for too long inside the trade and be wrong with it. Today ICT is going to be live streaming, so I'm going to be watching him a little bit just to know his thinking. And yeah, basically that.
And you want to focus on your trades, it's better for you to come back to this after you've done your trading. Okay. I don't want to influence you. I don't want to have any kind of influence that would make you see something that you maybe not find interesting or a setup for your particular model. So this is the part where you do due diligence on your own end and own the responsibility of your own actions. So everything I'm saying here is my opinion. Nothing is meant to be investment advice, no trade advice, no here's a buy sell signal or sell sell, nothing like that. Okay. All we're doing is going over number one. The first 10 minutes is going to be this a quick, brief little thing about how you can go right into this with a fresh start, not trying to have every ICT thing in the repertoire. Just simply going in and how do you take rate? How do you watch price action, looking for certain things? If you're brand new to what it is that I teach, now this is like the crash course today, right to the point. I will stay with you about 10 minutes after 10, simply because there's a news driver coming out, manufacturing PMI at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So I'll be a part of the observation of that with you. But at 10:10, I'll cut the stream, and then you all can go over there to X and say you didn't learn anything. All right. So on the left-hand side, we have the daily chart of the E-mini NASDAQ December contract, or as we call it in the industry, Christmas contract, or Christmas NQ or NASDAQ. And on the right-hand side is a 1-minute chart. Now, if you notice in the lower right-hand corner, I have it set to electronic trading hours, okay? I'm going to toggle to regular trading hours, and I want you to take a look at, here we have Tuesday, yesterday, regular trading hours, close. In other words, where you would see the end of like day session hours, and then it would resume trading still with electronic trading hours. But you're not seeing anything past this on this perspective until at 9:30, wherever we open up, then there'll be a new price chart or bar start populating the chart. Right now, I have it toggle where it's not being shown. So now if I do that, that's my regular trading hours opening range high. The way you create that, and I promise you, we're only going to go a couple minutes like this, and then we're going to be watching price action. But I just want to have something out here on the channel, so that way you can watch the price action without me. and then come back and watch my stream later on as a recording and see how well you did. Okay. But today it's just like an entry level. This is how you set your chart up with next to no understanding about what it is I teach.
Well, basically what he's saying, guys, is that the price is targeting these highs here for liquidity during the opening, since what has happened through the night really doesn't affect the market. But I agree with that. Like, we can really come back up here, and that's what I said, that I'm going to be really pending because I don't want to hold too much drawdown. Due to we could even comfort this liquidity here, but also we can jump here for the liquidity. But also, due to we have news at 9 a.m., like 30 minutes after opening, eh, that could be enough reason to first send the market lower and then after that send the market higher. Because usually when we have news, before news happen, like for instance, if the market is supposed to go lower, you know, it is going to be sending the market uh, prior to the news to the opposite side, you know, and it is going to move with the news to the opposite side, you know. So that's what he's saying too. So
Pre-session, in other words, before 9:30, we're trading. If you look at what we have over here on the daily chart, it's telling you where the market is at market right now, trading in electronic hours. So it's moving around right now, but notice that the regular trading hours chart is not moving around. Okay, it's static. It stopped right where it ended at 4:14 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. They're still trading NQ, but this perspective is day session hours, okay? Or what used to be open outcry pit time. They don't have that anymore. So it's
gracias.
just keeping tabs on price this perspective so that way we can see the disparity of where we open up at 9:30 Eastern time in about 11 and a half minutes. We're closing yesterday at 858.25. That's higher than we're trading right now. See that? See the price is at 784 and a quarter. It's 8450, 85 and three quarters, 86 even, 85 even. So it's trading around, but that price is lower than where we closed yesterday. So what I like to do a couple minutes before the opening session, if I'm teaching my son, I will do this. I will annotate the chart, regular trading hours, opening range high. What this essentially is one end of the range of the opening range gap, assuming that we don't hurry up and close the gap and trade back to 858 before 9:30. Okay, so it's calling the market to open at a discount. That means it's going to open less than where we closed previous trading day, which was Tuesday, using regular trading hours down here on the right-hand side. Now, if you're brand new, it's probably very, very confusing, but I promise you it's not that complicated. It's very simple. But if you don't have your charts showing you the disparity between where we closed the regular trading hours the previous trading day versus where we start trading at 9:30 on the new trading day, at 9:30 Eastern time, that starts the regular trading hours all over again. And then it stops at 4:15. So the last print will show on a 1 minute chart as 4:14. See at the bottom of the chart right here? Look down here. Hover over top of that, it's 4:14 p.m. It's always Eastern time or New York local time. So when you set your line up the way you want it, you just drop it right on the close right here. And then it'll show up over here as a horizontal ray.
So guys, here basically what I would like to see is to, just as he's mentioning, yes, I agree with like what he says regarding the opening range from like the closing like the closing price from yesterday and the how do I say it, like the distance, I would say, from the closing price to the opening price. I would expect it to increase instead of getting decrease. So that's why I took the shorter, because I'm expecting one, a grab on liquidity here in this gap that we have in here, you know. Also, we're waiting to take lower liquidity that is remaining in here that was failed to continue just like this, you know. had a gap here. We had a gap here. We had liquidity stopping just above it, saying like, hey, I want to get that liquidity, but I'm going to take my time. So we either take this liquidity today or Friday, but it has to be either of these 2 days. So what I'm expecting, uh, and I would expect it to happen on Friday, and just because I'm expecting it to happen on Friday, it would be fantastic to drop anything close to these, you know, and therefore reverse all the way up. So it can take a little bit more time from grabbing lower liquidity at least until Friday. So everything is algorithmically, uh, and yeah, but right now, since what happened on Monday, because Monday I didn't expect to have this sort of bounce. I'm just with the expectation to see where the market wants to move. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, it will be really clear that the first side that we want to take is the buy side. Algorithmically speaking, the liquidity that is above here and here happened the same just below that I show you. We came up here, we tried to grab this liquidity, you know, and we failed. Why? Because if we take this liquidity immediately, just because we're inside a fair value gap, just as ICT mentions in his concepts, and I agree with them. So once we take this liquidity above these wicks that we have in here, this the market is going to be forced to go for the next liquidity that is going to be this. And guess what? This one is still inside another fair value gap. So what is going to be the next liquidity to take? This. And guess what? This liquidity is also inside a fair value gap. Does it mean it wants to go higher? Probably yes. Why? Because I've mentioned in previous videos that as long as we respect this liquidity, this liquidity, like as long as we respect taking this liquidity, like we take it in reverse, the market is not thinking about the highest highs, you know? But if by any chance we take this liquidity and then we go straight for these ones, there the market is going to be playing some games about the structure of the market. You know why? Because I mentioned it yesterday, but the people think that breaking the structure in here, like this break of structure that happened in here, is telling the people that the market is going to reverse to claim these highest highs. But it is not like that. Like all of these, like from here to here, this is just noise. This doesn't matter for the market. The high that really matters for the market is this one, and it is being respected. So just as it is being respected, that's why it is going to continue to the downside. So not going straight forward to the downside today is going to put the market in a position where the next following days he will need to do some hard drops, where he literally will need to drop insanely hard because he already took too much time from the fall. So, and just because of that, it can literally affect the market a little bit. So we're 4 minutes for the opening. 4 minutes for the opening. We are dropping really nice in here, just as you guys can check and see. Not too much, only 10 points, but you know, we will need to be patient. So we need to be patient. Okay, our aim is this here, this low here. But if I can get 1,500, I'm going to be okay with it. I want to be holding it for too long. So yeah, let's see what he says now.
Yeah. Electronic trading. I'll just go here. You can see the reaction
He's not
there,
saying to go lower.
there, and again, it's above us as well. Okay. So
Yeah, that's what he's saying. You see?
Friday to Monday, regular trading hours, quadrants, we'll show that in a second. But right now, I'm going to add that.
Look how he marks that as the minor buy side liquidity because he knows the market doesn't want to go higher. He understands that, you know? So the market really doesn't want to go lower. The market really doesn't want to go higher. The market really wants to stay in a lower position. But so I'm going to be not expecting ICT for a moment. I'm going to be pending here on my trade because we are close to the opening. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back, guys. 1 minute. I'm back, guys. So, well, we are 1 minute away from the opening, which is very dangerous. Okay, so we have to be pending because we can literally just reverse all the way back up.
A browser open to share it with you on the stream. But I use Econoday.
So we can go all the way back up immediately. So we have to be very, very mindful of that, guys. Okay. So, yeah, 10 seconds. You already saw how this candle moved. There was a spike basically to the buy side. So just be mindful of that. Fantastic, but I would like to see it pushing really, really hard straight from this level here. Let's see if we can get there really quick. I'm also thinking about just getting 1,000 out of this. Let's check. Anything can happen, guys. Anything. Just see how it makes spikes to the downside. You see that? How it makes some spikes to the downside. So yeah, like the market really wants to do a last drop, a last bounce to the buy side, but it is kind of hesitating. You saw those spikes. You saw them. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yep. Well, I'm
Order
closing.
filled.
I'm closing. I'm closing. I'm going to wait to see where the market wants to go because I don't know if it wants to stop here or stop here. So, yeah. Also, we have news. Just look at that, guys. Look at that. We released 70 points immediately, you know, immediately.
Monday opening range gap on your chart and not knowing that that level is down there, this would be completely invisible to you. You would never expect that. You would just see it. Well, it broke support because classic support resistance guys see that. So it went down here and went up before. So therefore, if it does that, but then it went through it, that's going to scare them. They're not going to want to take a long there. But that's not what we do. We're looking for what? We're looking for the draw on liquidity to go to not just one thing, not one little ICT gimmick or trick, okay, a PD array, We want several things to indicate to us that we have probabilities in our favor that the market's likely to pull in one direction over another. Now, if at any time you're ever watching price, let me widen this up so you can
Order
see a little more
filled.
beefy bodies on these candles.
Okay, I'm going to be
Busy
holding this
jumping around
long
already.
here because,
The
I'm going to aim for another 300, 500,
remember
and I
this was
think I'm
buy
going to
side. I
be
told you
out for the
earlier.
day
I'm gonna
unless
change that
we do some
annotation to the right
clear
now. You'll see
reversal
it.
to the downside today. You know,
And I'll scrub over in a second.
300,
Right now, I'm just gonna
500,
finish my
I'm
thought.
okay with it.
You want
See if we
several
can
things.
push a
There's the
little
buy
bit.
side. I told you. I liked. Let me just show it to you now because you're gonna
Order
get mad
filled.
I'm out. I'm out for the
if I
day.
don't.
I think
There's those highs I
unless
told you about. Okay, and that's all I was doing
we
yesterday.
do a
I
clear
said I saw
reversal
some
later on
joker
the day,
on X try to say,
you
"Well,
know.
you said clearly." And look, dude, don't take things out of
At this time
context. I
it's
said very
too
clearly,
choppy
just
to
like I
do
told you
something,
these levels here.
you know. So
Okay,
we're
we're
just
going
a
up. We're
hundred,
going into
a
these
thousand
levels.
and
And what do we return back
eight
into here?
hundred to
The
get
Monday,
to our
Tuesday regular
goal. We're
trading
pretty
hours
close.
opening range gap
So maybe
right there.
later in the day, if
That
I
in
can
and of
get
itself,
another
you got two things
500,
you
it would be
delivered. If
fantastic.
you had longed the market and
We
did a
got to the
soup
minor buy side liquidity
long,
as he
in other words,
mentioned in
buying below that
this, but
low,
also I told you guys
right
that if we
now
get to
you could
this
be
liquidity, it will jump to this liquidity,
offsetting
and
some of
from
that
there
long
it can
position,
jump whatever it wants.
leaving
So
something on as a runner in case you get up
yeah,
into
we
the
don't know.
Wednesday new day opening gap, or if it
Mm,
goes up
you know
into
what?
Order filled.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna
the
take
regular
it.
trading hours
Let's see how it
opening
goes.
range gap high. Now,
Let's see how it goes.
because I'm trying to teach so much over live price action, I forgot to tell you this part. You want to do
Order
I
filled.
don't want
at
to
the
be part of
opening
this, guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to be part. I'm. This is
at
not my
9:30.
style of
Here's that
trading.
candlestick right here. We're on electronic
I
trading
already
hours. Okay.
observed movement, so I'm okay with
Here's
it.
the opening price.
I'm going to
That's where
be
we
just
first
waiting
printed at
right now. That's
9:30.
it.
In other words, regular trading hours
That's it,
started
guys.
right there.
We're just at
I'm going to put it on
1,600, I
the chart
think.
here, but I'm going to
So
toggle
I'm going to wait. I can make that
to
later on the day or
regular trading
tomorrow.
hours.
Just as today I made,
See the
that
difference where we were here
I still
and
have
we opened
one more
all the way down
day.
here,
I'm
right
expecting
at
to
that
pass
price.
this
So now what
uh,
I'm doing is I'm going to take this
tomorrow,
off.
anyways.
And
Obviously,
I'm
I
going to
want to
copy
lower
this one. Hold,
the
hover over
price
top.
as much as I can. But look at that! Look at that! I would be holding that. I would be crying and tears right now. I'm out of the market for now. Uh, I'm making like good things right now. So yeah, I'm okay with it, guys. I'm okay with it. So bye for now, guys.